soil blocks, what you do is you get a little bit of peat moss, you mix in some of your homemade compost, and then you I add the the aquaponics water.
The aquaponics water, not the warm water.
Yeah, I mean you can add warm water too, so it has all sorts of fun little you know, fish bits in there too. And you have to add it to a point where it's kind of like making brownies. I know.
Wow.
Maya, do you want to help with that?
And so when you go to the store and you buy like those little, you know, tomato plants for $3 a piece, I mean, really, really hurting you there. Is you could take those $3 and buy yourself 50 or 60, you know, tomato seeds at least, or you know, save your own, and then plant them in these soil blocks, and you get yourself even better seedlings. So when the dirt starts to kind of clump together naturally like this, means you're in about the right spot, and so it should be kind of a brownie-like texture. And then you can add some perlite and other stuff too, but we'll just do these for right now. So kind of peat moss, compost, you know, it's maybe some topsoil, or some people add sand or something. Kind of depends on whatever soil mix. There's lots of different soil mixes you can get. But I think the fish water really helps the little seed babies. And what you do is you get yourself a soil blocker, and this is a 1-inch soil blocker, and you're really making yourself a whole bunch of little cookies. And you kind of gather up a bunch of soil, and then kind of cut it off, and then inside here you take, I'm gonna do with nothing. Oh yeah, thanks. And then you have a tray like this, and then I just punch these guys out. And then you have these little cubes.
Wow.
And then the soil blocker makes little divots, so you could take some tomato seeds, drop it in, and you take yourself a little bit of compost and, you know, tap it off. And then what happens is that little seedling will grow, and as the roots run out, they actually air prune. So as they come in contact with oxygen, they stop and trigger more root growth. Rather than if you put this in a plastic container, you know, root will shoot out, hit plastic, and it'll just wrap. Yeah. So what this does is it puts little tiny spaces in between, so you get some nice air pruning. So you get lots of different types of roots, and then you can just you know, knock these suckers out, right? Just kind of punch it, kind of pack it into that soil blocker, cut it off, and then drop it in. And you can just do this whole row, and you can do 100 seeds in here, and then you just drop in all your seeds, you know, sprinkle some compost or something on top. And then I like to do it in these, and then you water in this section, and these seed trays will go ahead and add water all throughout your system. And then when you come back,
it'll go past this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just put it in both sections, and then the peat moss will really like suck up some stuff. And these guys you can pretty much like, you know, toss them if you want to. Now,
what are these specific trays called?
I think they're just normally you'll put another plastic tray in here, and then you'll add
water to below it so the roots see the water.
Mm-hmm. But I just have these straight to this.
Right.
Because I don't really use the plastic trays.
Doesn't seem like there's enough of a difference.
Yeah. These work great. And so this little guy right now, so what you'll do is you'll take, you'll take these guys, let them like grow up, and you can run, you know, 20 of these seed flats, and then get them growing up, and then you can take this guy and you drop him straight into the ground.
Yeah.
Right? And then as those roots are primed, ready to go out, so as soon as you drop them in, those roots shoot out from all sides, rather than, you know, if you have a plastic pot,
No,
you know,
circle.
like this guy, right?
And then they start growing.
Exactly. Yeah. So, so these guys work well. If you want to drop them into your aquaponics, all you do is you take this and you drop it into the water, and then you just take your seedling and dunk it, and then all this moss just falls apart, and then you can just drop them straight into the rocks. You just dig a hole in the rocks. Yeah. So I recommend these a lot.
That's how we're gonna do it. I'm gonna go get those.
You can make bigger ones of these too. So there's actually I think it's like a 16 or 10 or something, but it's really small ones. So you can make really small ones, and they actually they'll make a little adapter for this one, so it makes a bigger pit where you can drop those into here, and you can actually drop these into big ones. But I think the 1 inch works just fine. So if you wanted to,
This looks bigger than an inch, honestly.
yeah, maybe it's a 2 inch blocker, an inch and a half. Yeah, an inch and a half blocker.
It seems like the perfect size.
Yeah, I just use these, and as soon as I start to see roots like just nibbling out, then I can dunk them into the barrels, or I can drop them straight into rows, and they just plug them and go. And these guys like hold on pretty easy.